there, and welcome back to another edition of Gray Hair and Tattoos. My name is Lonnie, and today I am going to give you some motherly advice on how you can keep your tattoos looking good, not only for years to come, but for decades to come. Alright, I have been getting tattooed now for over 26 years, and I have some tips on how I keep mine looking good that I would like to pass on to you. So, let's just jump right into it. Alright, the most important, and I cannot express this enough, the most important way to get your tattoos looking good for years to come is to start off with a good tattoo. Alright, if you have a tattoo that is not applied properly, is the ink, it hasn't been saturated enough, it doesn't matter what you're going to do, your tattoo is not going to last. I cannot express to you enough the importance of picking a good artist to give you a good tattoo that's going to last for years to come. Alright, I hear it all the time. I want to go see this artist, but they're booked out for 6-9 months and I want one now. Well, you know what? I'm not saying that the artists who have open bookings aren't good. But what I'm saying is that you need to do research on anybody who is going to be giving you a tattoo. All right? Look on their social media pages. Get reviews. Ask for referrals. It is just so important for you to take that extra step to ensure that you are getting a tattoo of quality that is going to last. Okay, so you found your artist, you got a great tattoo. Now, extremely important, please follow these steps. You have to stay out of the sun for a recommendation of at least 3 months, preferably 6 months. So if that means that you have a summer vacation coming and you want to just spend it all summer long down at the lake, then perhaps get your tattoo in September or October. But I have had discussions with my artists over this time period, and it is vital that you keep your fresh tattoo out of the sun for these recommended time periods. Now, if you get a tattoo and let's just say 3-4 weeks later, you're like, well, my tattoo's healed. I'm just going to put sunscreen on and I'm going to go sunbathe. You are doing damage to your tattoo that you can't see. All right? It needs to heal on multiple different levels. So please take the advice of not only myself, but of my artists, and stay out of the sun for long periods of time. Again, I'm going to repeat this, at least 3 months, preferably 6 months. Don't damage your tattoo right from the start and then try to undo the damage that you're doing. It's just easier to make sure that it heals properly, and then it's very easy to take care of it after that. Now, the next thing I recommend, and this is for your health also, but I recommend drinking lots and lots of water. Now, I say this because our skin needs to stay healthy. And one of the things that happens is if we don't drink enough water, we become dehydrated. Our skin just doesn't have that pliability. It doesn't have that moisture in order to be able to keep that tattoo packed in there well. You want to keep your skin healthy, and one of the ways that I have found to be able to do this just for years and years is just drinking water. My philosophy is I have to keep my skin healthy from the inside along with the outside. So I drink half a gallon of water a day, and it has multiple health benefits. It helps not only my skin, my hair, I feel better, I'm not dehydrated, and it has multiple benefits for drinking lots of water. So remember, half a gallon of water a day, and just make sure that you stay hydrated. Now, along with hydrating the inside, I also recommend hydrating the outside. And what I personally do, is I use Spray-On Aquaphor every day right out of the shower. I do this because my skin at that point, the pores are open and you can put your lotion on or your Aquaphor on right then just to get the maximum benefit. Now, I have used Aquaphor in the past and I found it to be a little bit heavy, a little bit salve-like, and I didn't like the texture and I didn't like how my skin felt when I used it. And then I was on a live and one of my viewers brought up that Aquaphor was making it in a spray form, and I was like, that's kind of interesting. So I found it and I used it and I absolutely love it. It has become a part of my routine. Now, if you still don't like the feel of the Aquaphor Spray-On, I recommend finding just a good fragrance-free lotion and applying that every day after your shower. Now, I use fragrance-free products because I don't need to smell good. I want to make sure that it is not damaging my tattoos, not damaging my skin. I just want it to moisturize and again keep my skin healthy. So right out of the shower, apply moisturizer and make sure that you are keeping your skin healthy on the outside. Now, one step farther along from that is after I put on my moisturizer, I actually put a layer of sunscreen. And I put the sunscreen on my arms every day. Now, my hand tattoo here, this is going to be my first summer with this hand tattoo. And I'm being very careful and I'm applying sunscreen every single day. And I have to admit, I was applying sunscreen the other day and I'm like, wow, Lonnie, the sun is out 365 days a year. Even though it's not warm, my hand is still exposed to the sun every single day. It's exposed to the sun if it's cloudy. It's exposed to the sun if it's sunny. I need to start putting sunscreen on my hand every single day because this is the one tattoo that I have that is going to get sun exposure 365 days a year. Now, my tattoo's not quite a year old. It's healed beautifully. I have no bleeding in my tattoo, but I don't want it that way a year from now, 5 years from now, a decade from now. I want this tattoo to have the best chance it can have on my skin to look good again for years or decades to come. So I am going to incorporate into my routine from here on out, year-round, sunscreen on my hand. Now, I have thought about my hand before that epiphany of using sunscreen every day, and I have a UV filter on the front window of my car. Because when I went in to get my windows tinted, the guy's like, well, you know, your hands are on your steering wheel. Steering wheel is, the sun is there, and it's basically baking through the window. And I'm like, didn't even think about that. So I've gone one step farther, and like I said, I have a UV protector on my windshield just to keep my tattoos looking great. Now you might be sitting there thinking to yourself, well, don't you think that's a little extreme, Lonnie? And no, I don't. I mean, my tattoos are my art on my body. I'm going to love them regardless as to however they look at whatever age I am, but I'm going to give them the best chance they have to stay vibrant, to stay beautiful, to stay the way that they are now. And if I have to go to those extremes, I will do those extremes knowing that I am doing everything I can. So let's just take, for example, let's just say you're 20 and you've had your tattoo for a couple of years. I say start now with all of these steps because you just want to give your tattoos the best chance they can to continue to look vibrant. Now, I'm always fighting that saying of like, oh, what are your tattoos going to look like when you're older? Well, of them, and they're going to look great. If you don't take good care of them, if you don't get a good tattoo, chances are your tattoo's not going to last, and you're going to have to either do a cover-up or you're going to have to live with them. So I fight that stigma of, all tattoos are going to look horrible when you're older, and that is not true. What I'm trying to do here is to let you know that that's not necessarily true, and there are steps that you can take in order to ensure that they will look great. So let's do a recap. Number one, you gotta pick a good artist. You have to pick a good artist that gives you a great tattoo, all right? Good artist, good tattoo, we're off to a great start. Number two, you have to make sure you don't damage your brand new tattoo by direct sun exposure. Again, your tattoo can be healed on the outside, but there's multiple layers to this tattoo. You want to make sure that all layers are healed before you give your tattoo any long exposure to the sun, like the beach or to the beach or to the lake, anything like that. Number three, you want to keep your insides hydrated to keep your skin healthy. Healthy skin is going to help your tattoo last longer. You want to moisturize the outside. Keep your outside moisturized along with your insides. And then, last but not least, sunscreen, sunscreen, sunscreen year-round. I cannot impress that enough. I'm learning myself every year with my new tattoos. I have to develop, and I have to change with them. Again, my first year with my hand tattoo, I'm telling you right now, if you have a hand tattoo, neck, face, sunscreen, 365 days a year. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope that you have been able to pick up some tips and tricks that you're going to be able to use yourself. I would love to hear anything you have to say, any tips that you have that maybe you could share with other people, you can share with myself. I'd love to hear it, so please, if you have any, you can leave them in the comment section. If you like today's episode, please hit the like button. If you'd like to stick around and see what I'm going to talk about next, you can hit the subscribe button. Now, if you're like, Lonnie, I want to hang out with you every day, you can do that also by clicking on any of the links below and following me on my social media platform. We have Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Spotify, you name it, you can find me at Gray Hair and Tattoos. If you'd also too, you can check out my shop. I have some cute merchandise available. It's also down below in my links. So, as always, I like to end every episode with just saying, please tell yourself something kind. Be kind to yourself, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. So until then, you all be well, and I'll see you then. Bye.